Welcome to this month's Pond and Garden. It's a sunny September morning, and this time I'm going to look at changing the Alphagrog in the waterfall. The nitrites have been running just a little bit high over the last, I'd say about the last 4 weeks, and I've put it down to probably the Alphagrog being blocked just a little bit. And the effect of that is that the algae is growing straight over the waterfall. I went onto one of the internet forums, Rastakoi, where Chip hosts it, and I was advised to change the Alphagrog for a BHM, which is a bacteria house media. So I looked around on the internet, there was lots there, and I decided to go for the full hog. The stuff I bought isn't the cheapest. I have seen it on another YouTube channel, but there's no review of it there just yet, because the fellow who put it in, which was the Koi Whisperer, hasn't reviewed it just yet. But anyway, it's a lotus root bacteria house. Not the cheapest stuff. I bought a box of the smaller stuff and also the larger, and let's see how we go on. But the first thing I'll show you is the waterfall and the effects of nitrate on the pond. So there you go, you can see the string algae growing straight out of it, and it's literally every week I'm having to clean it off. Try and zoom in a bit. I mean, it's just everywhere. I mean, the water's crystal clear, so it's not pea soup algae, it's not the waterborne algae, it's the algae that grows on surfaces like string. And I'm putting that down to the fact that the Alphagrog is probably blocked and it's not doing its job to eat up the nitrates. And there we go, there's another view, look, just to show you how clear the water actually is. I can see straight down to the bottom. It's better when the sun goes out just a little bit, or when the sun shines directly above, then you can see the clarity of it. There's very, very few particles in it now. It's as good as I've ever had it. In fact, I would go as far as saying that the clarity is no different in the winter when there's absolutely no algae there. It's superb at the minute. And that's without a RDF, a rotary drum filter. So I'm well pleased with it. There you are, that's with the sun overhead. You can see the OARS Eco Aqua Max Premium at the bottom. It's a 10,000 litre per hour pump, and it does the job quite well. The reason it's not gushing over the waterfall is because that string algae, it's just blocking everything up. So the next thing I'm going to do is turn the water off, clean the vortex out, and then go ahead and remove the Alphagrog. And I'll turn the moving bed UVC off, which is a TMC 30. And then the pump itself. Oop. Okay, so the water flow is going to stop. I'll isolate the still beds and the moving beds and wait for the water level to drop just below the foam there. Then I can open the bottom drain on it and then get the spray gun on it just to clean all the foam. The level's gone right down now, so I'll just open the bottom drain. There you go, you can hear that going. And now all I've got to do is get the pressure washer on it and just clean all those sponges out. Now, I know there's chlorine in the water, But that does me a favour, to be honest, because that first battle, the vortex, it's not a bacterial filter in any sense at all, and it does collect bad bacteria. So when I spray it with a pressure washer, the chlorine helps to disinfect it. So as you can see, that particular matting is clean as it needs to be. So that's okay. So there's some muck in the bottom of the filter, so I've got to blast all that out now. Down the drain, down the back. Okay, so I won't bore you with the rest of it, but I'm just going to clean it all the way out. It takes me about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So there you go, that's that part of the filter cleaned. All the Japanese mat is cleaned on the outside and on the inside of it. Those little circular foam pieces there that help to support the top part of the Japanese matting have also been cleaned. And what I'm going to do next is just pour some Virkon Aquatic down it to totally disinfect that drain pipe to stop any bad bacteria contaminating the water at all. So these are the Virkon Aquatic tablets. I'm not pouring it direct into the pond this week, so I'm still going to put 4 tablets into the watering container. I'll put about 3 or 4 litres of water in there, wait till they dissolve, and then just pour it into that vortex filter to clean the matting and the drain, and hopefully that will kill any bad bacteria that's remaining. On. And there you go. All I'll do now is just pour some water in and let the tablets slowly dissolve. So give them about 10-15 minutes, then that should be enough, and then I'll pour it down the filter. So down with the Virkon. There we are. It's a pink liquid. Whoops, wrong part. There we are, all the way down. That little bit that's just gone into the still bed is only a small amount. That won't kill the bacteria. There's far too much good bacteria in there. There we are. So that'll do for the time being there. And now what I'll do, I'll put the top part of the Japanese matting on. There you go. That's on top. Just clean the top of that now. There you are, soaked in there. Totally dissolved those tablets are now. So I'll leave that just for a couple of minutes now. I'll turn the water pump back on. The pump will just push the water down the drain and to flush that Virkon Aquatic all the way down the pipe to thoroughly cleanse it. And that's it, clean the filter. So back to the waterfall, and look at the gunk there. So the waterfall's been stopped, and look at all the algae. It needs to be pulled out. It's all blocked up. It's causing me nitrate problems. Well, it took about half an hour, 45 minutes to get it all out. It's quite difficult because it's quite sharp. And there's the Alphagrog, a complete wheelbarrow full, as you can see. So there's loads of it there, and right at the top, in the past I put clay in and calcium carbonate. That looks like the remnants of it. It's not just ordinary dirt, but that was at the base of it. But there we go, that's the Alphagrog completely out, and what we're going to replace it with is this. It's large and small Lotus Bacteria House media, and I know what people are going to say straight away, and it's that this media is for a Baccy house. I know it is, but I'm going to try it out submerged. I can't see why it shouldn't work. Certainly Rasta has told me that Alphagrog has a tendency to block over time, and that can cause long-term bacterial issues. I have had 1 or 2 issues with the fish this year, but I put that down to using Aquasource Resolve to kill the blankweed weed. Bearing in mind at the same time, I also used clay, I think, which probably didn't help but to block the Alphagrog up. So who knows? The only thing I do know, I'm going to experiment. I shan't throw it away. Who knows, I might use it one day as another part of the filter. So I'll store it somewhere. But in the meantime, let's open this stuff up. So the BHM will be based in that sump just prior to the waterfall. It will be based on a upflow system. The pipe goes straight to the bottom. The media itself comes housed in a little plastic sheath, as you can see. Now, some people take it off and others leave it on. I might just leave it on to help me to protect it from crushing against each other, and to help me to remove it if I ever need to clean the system. Well, let's put it in. It's quite light initially. No weight, and let's see what happens as I touch it in the water. Okay. Not a massive amount of difference actually. So I'm going to experiment in the positions now. You don't have to put it uniform, that's what the instructions say, but I'm going to try and fit as much in as possible all around. It's in. I've decided to put it horizontally. I tried to put it vertically, but it wasn't quite working. I'm tempted to buy another box of the small media, to be honest. It hasn't gone underneath the inlet pipe, so I could probably get another box of small in there. It's expensive as it is. If you research it, it's not the cheapest of stuff, but I might just go for it. I've started now. I also need to get some perforated matting. I'll lay that on the top of it, and then just for aesthetics more than anything, I'll put some Alphagrog on the top and just put some plants in there just to cover it. But I have to say, it's going to be so much easier to maintain. I usually maintain this waterfall every spring and every autumn for a clean out, and I suspect this job now shouldn't take me more than 20 minutes when I do clean it, whereas before it was taking me, by the time I've got all the Alphagrog out, cleaned it, etc., it was taking me 2 hours. So yeah, convenience wise, it's going to be a lot easier. How the media performs to get rid of the nitrates, that's a different matter. Obviously initially it's going to do nothing. I suspect it's going to take a good 6 months to 12 months to kick in, so it's not going to be until next year I can give you any valid reviews of it, to be quite frank. But in the meantime, it's coming up to autumn. The temperatures are dropping. The pond water is down to about 16 at the minute, so the bacteria should be able to grow in there just the next couple of months. Then it'll die back. Then come next May, June, we'll see how it performs. So that's it for the early September pond and garden. Next time I'll be looking at the waterfall again, the filter system, and I'll be finishing it off. I'll be putting down some perforated matting, perhaps putting some Alphagrog on the top. I've not decided yet. We'll finish that off, and then of course we'll be looking at the late September gardening side of things. So until then, have a good one, and make sure your gardens are absolutely bob on.